Hey boo, hey, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. My name is LaQuenia Gibson and welcome to my channel. I am a beautiful mess because here I want to encourage you to see the beauty in all of your mess. And so, speaking of beauty in mess, I don't have a traditional structured video, more so of a motivational video. January was a messy month and I'm glad it's over. It was so messy that I'm so scared to see what February is going to bring because I was going through it on every level you could think of. And so I'm going to just give you a little rundown of what January was doing. First is my mother and cousin's anniversary. You know that's hard for me in general. So I'm always looking within myself to make sure that that is not the driving force behind a lot of my emotions. But it wasn't. The second one was I literally was... we didn't get paid from December to January 26th because that's just how the pay schedule falls. Nothing that they did wrong on their end. And I knew that, and taking responsibility, I could have prepared better for that. So that is 100%, that's where I take accountability in knowing that that pay schedule's happening like that, but it's still rough. I don't care however you do it. It's still rough. But that is my fault because I know it's coming every year. Then my friend, we was going through something together as friends, nothing towards each other, but just going through life together, and that was hard for us as well. And then we had an issue at school where we had to be on lockdown for an entire day, and it was really, and I tried to brush it off like it was a bad day, and that's where I had to admit at that point in the month, that's towards the middle, end of the month, at that point in the month, I had to decide that I'm not going to keep brushing things off like it's a bad day. Queen, we going through something. And that was a fight or flight mode all day because my brain was wrecked with so many scenarios of what could happen to me and my kids that day. Like, I was really scared. I had to text my family and told them pray for me because I just didn't know how the day would end for us. Then I went to bed one night, woke up the next morning, and with no money in my account. And there was no recent transactions. So I didn't know. My account recalibrated or did whatever it did, and it got back on track. But that was hard, too, because I was like, okay, God. Because that is the moment, me being a Christian, where I curse God. I said, okay, God, I'm doing everything. I was like, I do. I go to church faithfully. I'm joining ministries. I'm trying to read my Bible every night. I'm adhering to the goals that I set at the beginning of the year already. I said I'm still sticking to them after 3 months. I'm still going to the gym on regular. I'm still meal prepping. I'm still researching how to eat better, what foods affect this. Like, I'm really trying. I'm giving it all that I have. I'm really trying to kill the flesh in more ways than you can imagine. I'm giving up things that I know are a pleasure for me because I'm trying to be closer to you, and this is what I get. And so I didn't really hear God as much in January, and I know it was because maybe he wanted to see how I responded, and maybe I failed, maybe I passed. I'm not 100% sure. But I do know that, like I have always told you, I knew God was letting me go through all those things, but I still knew God had me. Although I didn't get paid from December to January, my bills were still all covered. My situation with my friend, it is working itself out. The thing with my mother, I know that's a constant thing, but the Bible says I'll never leave you or forsake you. And so I felt that in that moment when I was really mad at God, I was crying really hard. Instantly, peace came over me, and I knew that was the peace of God because it came instantly, and I stopped crying, and I felt a peace. I was still mad, but I felt peace in that moment. And so it was just extremely hard, and I think the lesson for me there was to not be afraid to ask for help, because I did have to ask my sisters for help, and I had to be honest with myself and with my friends, and people were asking me, how am I feeling? I was like, I'm not doing great. I'm not having a good month. And so I think that was the lesson, was to be completely honest with myself and not be afraid to help, because that is one of I do have a pride issue in asking for help because I've been so independent for so long, especially living in these different states. And so if I had to give you anything, is don't, first and foremost, admit to how you feel and stop trying to say it's just a bad day or it's just this or it's just that. No, baby, you're going through something. And I want you to sit down with yourself and figure out what that thing is, and then and really observe it, because it could be a trigger for something in your past, or it could just be a bad day, but still acknowledge it, sit with it, and go through it. Ask for help when you need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And all of us need help sometime, and that the days of looking independent and all of that is far gone, because baby, we live in a time where everybody needs some help. And then last one is just trust yourself through the process. Like, I know it's hard and you want to give up, but just don't. You have to know how to be there for yourself, because I had to pull myself out of this place, and I had to say, February, we're not going to have the same feelings we had in January. We're not going to do it. We're going to do the best we can. We're going to push forward, and we're going to say yes to things that make us happy and no to things that we know will bring us down and make us feel negative and talk negative towards ourselves. So that's it. I hope you guys will have an amazing February. Pray for me that I have an amazing February. So I love you guys, and remember to forgive yourself and love yourself. Bye.